Hiya! So I never get to do videos like this, but I decided to respond to comments I got on one of my other cartoons. I didn't go to school. That's what the cartoon is. Because I didn't go to school, and I talked about that, and people had a lot of things to say about that. This person says that not taking your kids to school should be illegal. I always wondered about this. Why do parents take their kids to school when they can just not? I mean, it's real easy to get away with it. I don't know how it's a law. But at the end of my video, I said the moral of the story is to never give up or something like that. But this person says the moral of the story should be to take your kids to school. But okay, I didn't want to be a cautionary tale. I didn't want people to say, remember to stay in school, kids, because you don't want to end up like PJ. You sound like Louis Gamer Cool, but depressed and older. Yeah, so I had to look this up.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be giving you the top 5 reasons why I hate noobs. Reason number 1 is when they're a noob, they pretend to have Robux and they put items on like that, and when they really don't have, they have no Robux, and then they pretend to be cool. Top 2 reasons why I hate noobs is because they're really, really annoying.
I do sound like that. With 1 million subscribers, I must not be doing something right. This person asked how old I was and what I do for work, and against my better judgment, I told him I'm on disability because, I am, but whatever. Homeschooling is much better than school when it's done right. I always heard about this. People say homeschooled kids are smarter than public school kids. Remember that episode of South Park when these homeschooled kids started to go to South Park Elementary, and these kids were like super smart. This is how media portrays homeschool kids as very intelligent. And yet, I couldn't read until I was 11. But to the people who's thinking I might be dyslexic, I know how to read. But I have gotten this question asked before when I was like 17. I was playing Animal Crossing New Leaf talking to a friend, and she thought I was dyslexic because I couldn't understand anything she was typing to me. I've just always been bad at reading and spelling. As a kid, I looked like I was writing in code. Then by the time I was a teenager, I still had trouble figuring out the difference between these words right here. So here's how the conversation would usually go. Hey, you gays! I need to tell you something. I'm getting hungry. Want to go to Taco Ball? Is she having a stroke? I mean, I'd probably figure it out if I seen these words written in a sentence. But by the time I was a young adult, no longer did it look like I was writing in Simlish. But I did start spelling words out of order. But that's only because I can't remember the exact order of every single word. That's like impossible. So to me, a single word can be spelled in multiple different ways. I just have a really bad memory for this stuff. I can draw with perfect detail, but when I try to copy words, I still misspell them somehow, unless I focus really hard. My biggest pet peeve is when I check my spelling, then my friend will point out to me, you missed a letter. My reading isn't too great either. When I was reading the rules of the road, I discovered a hack. I will use my Tomodachi Life game and go to character creation, and it can translate any word I type into this text box, and it gives you the exact pronunciation. Even though it was helpful, I didn't stick to it because it's time-consuming. I do rely on technology to help me spell and read things. I don't know what people did before the internet. School probably would have helped me read better, but my brother also didn't go to school, and he learned to read before I did, and he's a year younger than me. My grandmother always encouraged me to read, but I always found reading, what's the words I'm looking for, not fun. Yeah, I didn't really try when it came to reading. Every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I look around and I wonder, why are all these people reading? People don't really read for pleasure. That concept is lost on me. Even though my parents didn't take me to school, I still kind of blame myself for not even trying because I just didn't have an interest. Because school isn't the only place to learn. There's also the library. So I'm not kidding when I say this, but instead of picking up, a book, I was playing Mario Sticker Star on my 3DS at the library. I was technically reading video game dialogue. Me and my family started going to the library when I was 16. My mom wanted me to read this book on something called Pearl Harbor. I read it. I don't remember anything about it, but I read it. And also she wanted me to read a book about astrology, and she quizzed me on it later. I think I did all right on that. Bro, if he's able to edit this video himself with moving pictures, he's doing just fine. I do know how to edit. I think people learn— I'm a girl, by the way. I think people learn if they want to learn. That's how I know how to edit, and I know how to draw, because I wanted to do those things. But I found reading hard and annoying, but I read what's on social media and I play text-heavy video games now. Even though reading is still kind of exhausting and a chore to me, I still like reading people's comments. Comments I get are usually pretty short. They're like really short, so it's nothing too overwhelming, but it's still hard. It's still hard to spell. I write scripts all the time, so you'd think I'd be better at it by now, but whatever. But I'm not dyslexic, even though sometimes I spell like I am. I'm just not book smart. So sometimes letters are misplaced. I sometimes spell because like this, or I spell family like this. But to be honest with you, I should have watched more Sesame Street. That's my bad. Also, I think I would know if I was dyslexic, because I know what letters are what. I'm just not good at sounding them out to make a word. So even now, when I read something out loud and I don't know what the word is, it might sound like I'm speaking Simlish. So I guess the moral of this story is you don't really need school to become a good reader. All you have to do is pick up a damn book and you can read from your home. But I didn't do that. I just spent my time playing with Bakugan and playing video games. So learn to read, or else one day you'll be 29 and realize dyslexic people can read better than you can. So before I go, on my community tab, I posted something asking people what I should draw next for my channel, and someone commented asking for me to draw Randy Marsh. But I can't draw South Park characters. It's weird because the art style is so simplistic that it just doesn't work for me. So that's why I draw anime instead. I'm pretty good at drawing anime. And another person wanted me to draw cow and chicken, which I think I already did. I'll probably have the video right here on screen, but I'm going to keep doing more speed drawing videos. Does anyone remember Borders?